Folks, it's William with All Solar Texas. Thanks so much for checking out this episode where we're going to talk a little bit more about energy policy, specifically the policy that is associated with the Trump administration and some of the concerns that I've been hearing from customers since the election. So as you are all aware, President Trump is now our new president-elect. So he will be entering in office in 2025 and serving a 4-year term. One of the issues that I have customers calling and asking what my opinion is regarding the rollback or the potential clawback of the Inflation Reduction Act solar and renewable energy related tax incentives that were passed by Congress and the House and signed into law back in August 2022. One of the concerns is for those that went and invested in solar products for their home in 2024, are they still going to be able to apply for the federal tax credits in 2025? The answer to that is yes, for sure. That law is currently in place. There's no threat of that being rolled back. So if you made those investments into your home in 2024, you can still apply for that federal tax credit in 2025 for fiscal year 2024 and receive those tax benefits. Now, to the other side of that question, going forward, when the Inflation Reduction Act was passed in 2022, it was for a 10-year period of solar tax incentives at the current rate, which is 30% if you're a residential homeowner as well as commercial, along with some additional tax incentives if you are a commercial or industrial customer and you make the investment in solar. So we're only 2 years into that 10-year stint, which means that we still have 8 years left of that current law and those tax incentives. So the question then becomes, is there any risk of Trump and the Trump administration rolling back those federal tax credits for investment in renewable energy? Now, while none of us have a crystal ball, I certainly can't see into the future, there's a couple things that I've observed which I think are going to bring a little bit more comfort to you as you're looking at potentially making that investment in 2025 and beyond. First is Trump did not platform on clawing back or rolling back investment in renewable energy through the Inflation Reduction Act that was passed in 2022. He did not mention it very much. He didn't bring it up. He didn't make it a particular point of interest in him wanting to claw that back. So even though he may not agree with it, it's been passed, it's in law. I don't think he wants to use a lot of political capital to roll that back. When we take a look at what his platform is, which is my second point here, his platform was deporting illegal aliens, specifically criminal aliens. Number two, it was drill baby drill, which is, broadening our infrastructure and our prospecting for oil and natural gas, and then ultimately becoming an exporter on the global market for these products, which is going to bring in billions of dollars in revenue, but it was not at the expense of continued investment in renewable energies. And lastly, it was tax cuts for small businesses, tax cuts for the middle class. So these are tax cuts that he wants to continue to introduce, and I don't see him rolling back any current tax incentives, as that would really work against that particular platform item. So with these three primary platform ideas that are going to be implemented in the Trump administration, plus the fact that he really didn't attack it too much and didn't necessarily say he wanted to claw back anything from the IRA. He might have called it a bad bill. He may have, criticized the legislation, but what's done is done. And does he really want to use his political capital to go after past law that has already been passed, settled, and is actually very popular across the United States right now in order to make some kind of political point? I don't think he will do that, especially since Elon Musk is part of his unofficial transition team. Elon Musk, as you know, has made substantial investments and is a leader in the space of both renewable energies as well as electric vehicle and the technology development there. Those two ideas and those two people are not at odds regarding that. So Elon is a big, firm believer that we need more energy infrastructure, not less. In fact, if you take a look at electric vehicles, we won't be able to support some of those ambitious goals unless we look for alternative sources of grid infrastructure and invest in more of those traditional sources as well, such as nuclear, oil, natural gas, things of that nature. So I don't see those opposing forces removing that tax incentive. And I really do think that as though prices may continue to go up and with certain products associated with the Chinese tariff, which I'll address in another video, I don't see the tax incentives being rolled back. But if you have any questions, any concerns, please reach out to us. We're happy to answer any of your questions. If you're looking at a solar investment for fiscal year 2025, if you got hit with a big tax burden in 2024 and you don't want that to happen again in 2025, reach out to us, All Solar Texas. Check out our website, give us a call. We're here to help, and we'll talk you through all of the different options that you have and make sure that you get the right fit to meet your energy goals. Thank you so much, and God bless.